A fifth person has died after a massive crash on I-25 near Pueblo during brownout conditions yesterday morning. Colorado state agencies say 28 others were hurt. This crash involved more than 24 vehicles and 7 semi-trucks. Thanks for joining us at 5 o'clock. I'm Kim Christensen.
And I'm Phil Lipoff. I-25 was open near Pueblo when that crash happened. Officials say strong winds whipped up dust, making visibility almost impossible for drivers. Today, we are hearing from a driver who was hurt in that crash. 9 News reporter Rachel Krause joins us now. And Rachel, you're getting some answers from CDOT on what safety precautions they consider on days like that.
Yeah, drivers say that those conditions will quickly worsen yesterday. And when that happens, CDOT considers restrictions and closures. But just because a road is open doesn't mean drivers should drive on it.
I mean, I've seen a few dust storms, but not like this. This thing was big. I mean, it was huge.
George Ottoby was driving on I-25 south toward Pueblo Tuesday morning when the windy weather turned.
No, the dust storm just kicked up, and I slowed down, but then it just completely browned out. I couldn't see anything in front of me, and that's when I hit the car. My hand was on the steering wheel, and when the force pulled me forward, it snapped my wrist.
Colorado State Patrol says nearly 30 cars and 7 semis crashed in the brownout conditions.
But it was bad. There were people all over the place laid out.
I-25 near Pueblo was open when the crash happened. According to CDOT, when wind speeds could impact safety, usually around 60-mile-an-hour gusts, they work with CSP to put wind restrictions in place, like parking semi-traffic. Clint Skelly with the National Weather Service in Pueblo says they measured a 71-mile-an-hour wind gust close by around the time of the crash.
When it gets to that high, that's when we're start being concerned.
Skylar McKinley with AAA says when the weather changes quickly, knowing if and when to close or restrict a route isn't always clear.
But really, most of it happens in the moment where somebody realizes, hey, this is a dangerous stretch of highway to be a motorist on. CDOT will act very quickly to shut down a road when the safety problem exists.
Skelly knows southern Colorado is often windy. One day after the crash, Skelly says those same high winds and worries are back.
We have the high wind warning out, and we have pretty high confidence that there's going to be dust. That's why we're so concerned about it, because that was a very similar setup to what we saw yesterday.
Skelly says they expect those high winds and potential for brownout conditions could last in that area into tomorrow morning. The National Weather Service says it's important to check conditions out if you're headed out when the weather is iffy. Rachel Krause, 9 News.
And strong winds continue on the plains, all while the snow is picking up again in the high country, which could boost the snowpack. They need it. That combined with strong winds, though, is making travel in the high country challenging.
Yeah, I mean, hard to have one without the other. We needed the snow, but it always gets messy when we get it.
It is, and sometimes those whiteout conditions can develop in a big hurry. We've seen the conditions deteriorate off and on, but folks are getting into the mountains and getting on the slopes after a 24-hour period with about 5 to 15 inches of snow. But we could see these numbers double, if not triple, by Friday as another storm is set to move into Colorado. Less wind in Denver, but not a calm day. We saw temperatures move into the 50s after a cold start this morning, but that wind definitely did make it feel colder. Today, gusts to 35 miles per hour, 40 miles per hour instead of 65 and 70 miles per hour. So not a calm day, and fire weather warnings continue, but today south and east of Denver until 7 o'clock tonight, gusts to 60 and relative humidity values to about 8%. We're also seeing a setup very similar in that same area of the crash south of Pueblo, so caution advised with reduced visibility and blowing dust and just poor visibility from the dry conditions could certainly hamper driving throughout the evening into the day tomorrow. In the mountains, it's good news. More snow coming in. The snow machine is on and will stay on through Friday. With a winter storm warning and winter weather advisory, we'll be measuring 1 to 3 feet of snow by the end of the week. But of course, you need to pay attention to travel conditions. And if you're enjoying that snow, the avalanche conditions, which are really dangerous right now across the entire spine of the Continental Divide. So right now, beautiful in Denver, calmer winds throughout the evening. Coming up, the next wave of snow for the mountains. Will Denver see any of that moisture? That forecast is ahead.
Thank you. We have an update for you about that fire that broke out in Elbert County. We're being told it is now 100% contained tonight. County officials say the fire burned about 5,500 acres. No homes were destroyed, no injuries reported, and that certainly is welcome news. It sparked around noon and forced people to evacuate at one point. Crews will remain, we're told, on the scene to address some hot spots throughout. The fire happened as there was low humidity and strong winds, which always increases the fire danger.
The Yuma County Sheriff's Office says someone intentionally started fires yesterday during the elevated fire conditions. This happened just after 5 yesterday evening on County Road 28 near the city of Ray. The Sheriff's Office is asking if anybody saw any suspicious cars in the area or have security cameras to let them know more.
Commerce City Police arrested 2 men accused of stealing hundreds of thousands of dollars from businesses across the Denver metro. Police say the men broke into 6 businesses in Commerce City alone. They may also be responsible for nearly 36 burglaries across the state. Police say the burglaries started in late November, most recently this month. Detectives believe the men were using stolen cars to primarily target Hispanic-owned businesses. Police say the pair stole safes and broke into ATMs.
An abortion rights group in Colorado says it is helping more women year after year to get abortion care. The Cobalt Abortion Fund provides financial support for women who need abortion procedures or need to travel to get care. The group says it's seen a jump of patients coming to Colorado in the years since the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade in 2022. Spending in 2025 totaled $2.4 million. That's up almost $500,000 from 2024. The bulk of that went toward helping women with procedures, telehealth, and medication. Cobalt reported nearly 4,000 patients. About 40% of those were from Texas, where almost all abortions are illegal.
With abortion bans, people don't need to stop accessing abortion care. People do not stop accessing abortion care. The need is still there. People still need to access this essential health care. Those people are just now forced to travel outside of their state to be able to access their care.
The group is working with the legislature to pass laws to better protect patients, and that includes blocking government officials from accessing license plate reader data to track people that come to Colorado for abortions.
A popular cafe and market in Denver is closed after being seized by state tax collectors. The Colorado Department of Revenue has placed seize sign on Levin Supply. The notice says the restaurant owes more than $138,000 in taxes. Levin's founder told us they were dealing with issues from an accounting contractor that mishandled their tax filings and payments. He says they were never intentionally avoiding paying taxes. And Levin said they are working with the state and the city to resolve the issue. Levin is the latest restaurant to be seized related to issues with taxes. Wash Park Grill, Mr. Lucky's, and Raices has had similar situations. The University of Denver has announced a new bachelor's program that offers a faster and cheaper path to gaining a degree. The Accelerated Bachelor of Professional Studies will be available online for the fall semester. DU says the first course will be in information technology and more options to be added next year. Instead of the traditional 180 credits, the new program will require 136. To be admitted, students must have either 24 quarter hours or 16 semester hours completed. Michaela Schifrin is back on top of the women's slalom after winning gold today in Cortina.
The Vail native won her first Olympic medal since 2018, her 4th in her career. Schifrin led in the opening run and then just blew away the field. Her margin of victory at 1.5 seconds was the largest in any Olympic alpine skiing event since 1998. This win marks her first Olympic medal since 2018, the 4th of her career. She now stands alone as the only American in alpine skiing history to hold 3 gold medals.